Hi guys, Lee Cole here. Thank you so much for looking at this video. Couple of things before we get started. I'm interviewing Jeanne Kolenda about her new product, Local Ranking System. Now this is a product that she's doing with another lady who's been a business partner of hers for about 10 years. And it focuses on how her business partner ranks Google My Business websites plus regular websites and all kinds of other stuff. But the main focus is ranking Google My Business pages for local businesses. In this interview, you're going to learn a ton about this lady's business. She's got 40 some odd clients. She charges a lot of money per client. She makes an amazing amount of money per month. And what is really cool is she does all of this while traveling around the United States and Canada in her luxury caravan thing. So you want to pay really close attention to this. This is a key skill. There are only 2 OTOs, and we talk all about that in the interview, but let me go over that real fast. OTO number 1 is called Advanced. Jeanne describes that as Advanced Ninja Training, and essentially this gets all into, if you've ever heard of things called Google Stacks and stuff like this, this gets all into using various Google properties, various Web 2.0 properties in order to influence rankings. Now you do learn some of that in the front end, but in OTO 1 you get really a deep dive into that. Also, the reason that this lady, Sue, can work only 3 or 4 hours a day, but yet run a business which must be bringing in, I would figure, $250,000, $350,000 a year. She's remarkably organized. She outsources a lot. In OTO 1, they talk all about how to outsource, and they talk all about using IFTTT, if you're familiar with that, in order to sort of structure the flow of content and things like that. So that's OTO 1. Everything's reasonably priced. Don't worry about the price. You'll see it when you get there. OTO 2 is even better. I was so excited when Jeanne told me about OTO 2. This is a 5-webinar series where you basically get to watch these women onboard a new client and take them through the entire setup, take them through the entire thing. At the end of each webinar, now this is key, at the end of each webinar you have a Q&A session, and that thing's going to last as long as you need it to. You really want to get on these webinars. You want to listen to what they, watch them as they walk you through everything. But the Q&A session is invaluable. So those are the only OTOs. Again, OTO 2, very reasonably priced. Local ranking system, hang on 1 second, and then we will get to the interview with me and Jeanne. How about it? Jeanne Kolenda.
Yeah.
Did you see how I tried to, that was my attempt at a New Jersey accent.
Oh gosh, try Kolenda. I get that all the time.
Kolenda? How about
and
it?
I know that it's a spam call when they ask for Jeanne.
Jeanne. Well, you know what? We're recording right now, and we're just sitting here kicking it up and having fun. And I know
we are recording.
Oh yeah, I am starting. The Latin phrase is in media res, which means in the middle of things. Because I've done like 40 bazillion interviews, and I just like to shake it up some, I mean,
well, we're shaking it.
We're shaking it.
I'm over here in a hotel room in Muskogee, Oklahoma, because I've been on a camping trip myself.
You've been on a camping trip, you run your business, and it all runs fine. You got this like aircraft carrier size camper. And
I do.
Yeah. And you got a friend, Sue, who used to be a business partner of yours that you were just telling me about before I was just so crafty and started the record button just so I could catch you being funny and all that stuff.
You were crafty.
By the way, if anybody didn't know, I'm Lee Cole. And you got your friend Sue, who you did business with for a long time. And Sue is a freaking, notice I said freaking, this is family friendly. Sue is a freaking website and Google My Business freaking ranking genius.
Yeah, she is. And
And
the queen of systems.
well, see, that was
Yeah.
the thing, as we were kind of getting ready for the interview, the queen of systems. That because I've got a good friend who's like this. She used to be a project manager for a company that served the U.S. government and all this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, I was talking to her. I said, your brain is literally the most linear, logical brain I've ever seen. And she said, Lee, your brain is like fireworks on LSD. And I said, yeah, I know.
Yeah, and that's mine. It's like, ooh, there's a squirrel. Ooh, there's a rat.
When you told me, you said, Lee, I've got this friend, Sue. She used to be a business partner. She's a freaking ranking genius. And I said, so how does that work out in her business? You just told me that she manages, check this out. Now she's like on full-time camping and RVing and all this stuff, but,
Yeah.
or close to, but she manages 40 clients.
Mm-hmm.
And she works about 3 hours a day on average.
3 to 4.
3 to 4,
Yeah.
managing 40 clients 3 to 4 hours a day.
Yeah.
And you and I, just rough guesstimate figure that that's probably a revenue coming into her business of $20,000 to $25,000 a month. In other words, you're looking.
Yeah, and in 2010 we started from scratch at zero.
Yeah. And you were just going to say what her special skill is. What is Sue's special superpower?
Training
And
systems.
systems.
She used to be a Microsoft certified trainer.
Yeah,
And
I
she had
love
a
that.
training company up in Pennsylvania, and then she moved to the South, and we live in Myrtle Beach.
Right.
And yeah, she's really good at systems. There's a system for everything.
Right.
It's amazing, and she's documented it all.
See, that is what's cool because that's what you guys are selling. So you're got this launch, local ranking systems,
Mm-hmm.
and basically Sue is sharing her templates, her blueprints, her systems.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you said she got a new client. She totally onboarded them for everything with Google My Business. And we're not just talking about making sure the name and phone number are correct. We're talking about some really cool ninja stuff. She onboarded them. It only took her a few hours, and now she's got yet another person paying her for some really cool monthly stuff.
Yeah.
And she's put together this ginormous package of her systems covering all this stuff, Google My Business, website ranking, all those niggling little details. And it's so nice of her to do that because she's selling this for less than I'll spend for lunch tomorrow.
Yeah.
She's selling this to the public at large. And so now people can buy these systems and they don't have to spend, if y'all started in 2010 to 2020, they don't have to spend 10 years. They can just they can just go through the package and look up what they need, pull out the template, and bam, they're done. And they can build a business.
Yeah, and she's added video training to those checklists and templates.
Whoa.
Yeah.
So it's not just checklists and templates, it's video training.
Video training.
Man, that is really, really cool because, this whole business the whole local marketing business is built around details.
Oh, yeah.
And I mean, you can have you can have all the goodwill that you want, but if you don't know how, especially when it comes to SEO type stuff, it's a highly detail oriented thing.
It is, and I don't know whether this is the right time to talk about it, but there's in the upsell number 1.
Yeah, I wanted to talk about the upsell number 1.
Okay. Well, I want to say that as part of that, we've given our expertise on outsourcing because we started outsourcing pretty soon after we got into business together. And we hired our first Filipino, and we know where to find them. We know about the pricing. We know how to manage them. And in fact, the first 2 that we vetted. We couldn't figure out which one to hire, so we just hired both of them. We just took a giant leap of faith and hired both of them. One of those is now my full-time employee, and I've had, oh, what's that, going on 8 years now, I think.
Right.
Yeah. So, and then we have some local folks that do things, an older lady who, can't get out much, and then we got some stay-at-home moms that just want fill-in stuff. We know how to divvy up that work and outsource it and have it fit into our budget. So we've done a lot of training on that.
So what we call the front end product, the first thing in the funnel that someone buys, local ranking system, that is templates, blueprints, plus training on how to rank websites and how to rank how to optimize and rank and keep ranked, Google My Business stuff, which is huge. You can get paid a lot of money for that. Now, the OTO1 has got the outsourcing stuff, but then before we started recording this, you told me it had some other stuff, some advanced ninja stuff. Tell us about that, because I found that extremely exciting.
Okay. Leon, my husband's working on a video and you could hear it in the background. Okay, OTO1, upsell number 1. It's all about using Web 2.0 properties, things like blog sites and Tumblr and Weebly and WordPress and social bookmarking, and this what I call the status sites, like Twitter, and because some of these everybody knows they're powerful, like Blogger and Tumblr and WordPress and Weebly, but if you don't set them up right, and if you don't do your little magic tricks just right, you'll get them suspended, and we've figured out the magic on that.
Right.
Also,
now you use these sites and other stuff. We're talking about all those Google properties, like Google Drive and all that stuff. You use this stuff basically in order to help that Google My Business page rank, correct?
Right. Yeah. It's all about backlinking. Oh, and I forgot to mention, we've got a great section here on schema markup, because schema is one of the most powerful but least utilized forms of SEO, because people don't know what to do with it. They hardly know what it means. And so we've got a lot in there on that. And Google itself gives you a business website. A lot of people don't even know that, but they do. So you need to set that up. Then the My Maps, and there's YouTube. Sue has become quite expert at ranking outside the city where the company is actually located. There are tricks to that. So
that's pretty sweet.
Yeah, it is. If you have, like a company that has several different locations, a lot of people used to find it hard to rank if you weren't like in the city center, they called it. But we've got that figured out, and she tells you all about how to do that. We're going to give you a list of our favorite paid tools. And of course, we're not affiliates for these people. I don't care what you use, but we know what works for us. And it's an investment that every company needs to make if you're ever going to scale and grow any agency. We're going to dive into the social ranking systems. New trick that we're
still talking about OTO1, right?
Yes, we are. We're going to talk about Facebook groups. That's kind of a new trick that we've.
Very interesting. Yeah.
Yeah. And
so OTO1 is basically advanced ninja ranking stuff plus outsourcing.
Yeah, and I was telling you earlier too when we were talking. A lot of people have heard of what's called IFTTT, and it means if then that.
Mm-hmm.
And you use these things called IFTTT rings to distribute your content automatically.
Right.
And it's it just sets it up on autopilot, and you just kind of do the work once, and the IFTTT takes over. And that's a big key as to how Sue gets so much done
Right.
for all these clients. Yeah.
Love this, because you set that up, and then um, ba basically all these sites just trigger each other in order, and your content gets
Yeah.
distributed.
Yeah. And it would
Stuff
be
gets done.
scary if you didn't know what you were doing.
Oh, it takes forever. Yeah, I don't do that now. I used to do that.
I don't
And
as much. I have some local
Yeah,
clients left.
it it really takes a really long time to just sort of set that kind of thing up from scratch.
Yeah. Yeah.
Uh, so that's OTO1, and I know all of your prices, especially during the launch period, are prices where anybody who's interested in this can afford it. And then
Yeah.
so it's not like y'all are charging an arm and a leg for this. I mean, during the launch,
Hardly.
now later you're going to raise the price, but during the launch period, this is within reach of anybody,
Yeah.
which is really,
Yes.
really cool. Now, OTO2, I thought OTO2, Jeanne, usually I just tell people, look, buy the front end product, look at it. If you really like it, then, go back and check out the OTOs. And, if you're really interested in this particular thing, you might want to get them if you're going to go deep.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm telling you something, that OTO1, the Google Stack stuff, the Advanced Ninja stuff, the outsourcing, that's huge. That's a big key in how Sue's making a amazing income
Yeah.
working part-time. And the OTO2, when you told me what that was, that freaking blew my mind. I thought, oh my God, I probably should just buy that myself, because it's, well, tell us about it, and then everybody can see why I'm so excited about it.
Okay. Well, it is a 5-week webinar series. It will start immediately when this launch is over. And we're going to take a new client and let you watch over our shoulder as we onboard, set up the processes, get that client ranked, and show you all about how to do it. And then we'll stay on the webinar with you and answer all your questions. It's like really expensive coaching, only it's $47 for the whole thing.
Right. Yeah. It's
And we have paid thousands of dollars for coaching over the time
yeah.
we've been in business.
Yeah.
I have.
Me too.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
paid $800 for a freaking Skype call one time with a guy because I couldn't get a client ranked. And
so, yeah, I mean, that right there, the OTO2 folks, that is amazing. I mean, look, get the front end product, because just having this information is from someone who is so proficient at doing it is worth buying. But actually watching someone go through the blueprint, go through the templates, go through the checklist, actually watching someone implement that training that you've got in the front end, and that they're going to be like 40 gazillion aha moments, right? And the real key is, on those 5 webinars, you can ask these ladies questions. I love that, because so many people get so hung up, I can't move ahead because I've got this obstacle, right?
yeah. Oh, yeah.
When actually, if they could get hold of one of us, they could say, well, Lee, what do I do about this? And so, and I could explain it to them. The obstacle goes away, and then they can forge ahead, right?
Right. And that's what we want to do for people, because that's where we were, 10 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And I know how valuable this is. I don't know how anybody could, if they're serious about this kind of business, with an agency and clients and ranking, I don't know how you could do without any of these 3 modules.
I don't either.
Really.
Google My Business has always been important, but another thing that we were talking about before the recording actually started, it's become central. I mean, you used to think of the business website, and then, you do all this stuff that kind of feeds into that and like that. But really, you could flip that model around. Google My Business is really the heart.
It's GMB at the heart now.
Yes.
And we're going to tell you about how to set up Bing and some of the others, but
Yeah.
they're like
You
little
know, the
little
reason
monkeys,
being, when people wanted,
compared to the 800-pound gorilla.
yeah, because when people want to find something or want to do something, the toilet gets stopped up, you break your tooth and you need a crown, you use
Yeah,
this thing and you Google it,
yeah,
right? And that's why that is so incredibly important. You're really not looking for websites. You're just looking for those top Google listings, and then you're going to
that's right.
start calling those businesses according to who's on top.
Hmm.
And that's what Sue actually provides her clients
Yeah,
is being up here instead of way down there where
and
you
of
won't
course
get.
I'll jump in on the social part, the social media part, because that's where I've taken my business. And
Right.
Facebook's returning a 3-pack, just like Google now.
Well, for people
So
that don't know you, you've built an entirely new business over the past couple of years, just
hmm
focused on doing social media marketing for your clients. And when
yes,
we talk, we're not talking, folks, about having one or two clients either. We're talking about having a massive ton of clients. So that is
yeah,
really cool. This is
yeah,
an incredible value. You and I see a lot of good products, come across our
we do,
desks, and it's
we
really good
do.
stuff, and it's taught by very well-meaning people. I think this right here is one of the most central that I've seen in a very long time. This is just like, this right here is the it and all about it of what local business marketing is
Yeah,
actually all
it's
about.
nuts and bolts stuff. And just to be really clear, this is not about getting a client. There's so much stuff out there about how to get a client. I've bought my fair share. Everybody has. This is not that. This is okay. You got him. Now what are you going to do with him? Because what happens, Lee, is if you learn how to get a client, which I don't think is rocket science anyway, but and then you spend all your time trying to fulfill for that client, that's what I call the
Right.
cycle of doom, because then you
Feast
don't
and,
have
yeah.
any time to go get
Right.
another
Right.
one. And then you spend
Well,
all this time. Well, with these systems, you get out of that cycle of doom. You can just go get clients all day long and put the systems in place, and boom, you're free.
you don't know this, but I noticed as I was looking through it, this is really the nuts and bolts about how to do all this stuff and build a business and all that stuff. People still need help getting clients, and that is one of my main bonuses. So, folks, when she
Ooh,
said this is not about getting clients, and you went like that, don't worry about it. I got you covered. I am the master at selling stuff. I've been selling stuff since I was 12.
good. I
I
figured
mean,
you would
I
do
mean,
something.
look at my hair. I'm having a very
Uh-oh.
bad hair day. That's why I have my hat on. But look at the color of the whiskers there. I am no longer 12, right? And so
Yeah.
I got you covered on easy ways for you to take this expertise and go out and build a business like Sue
I knew
has.
people, somebody like you would put that in there. Yep.
Absolutely. Well, that's personally what I excel at, is
Yeah.
teaching people how to prospect and sell. So, cool beans. This is launching the 5th
In the morning.
in the morning, the normal 11 a.m.
Yeah.
Eastern time, or
En la
okay.
mañana. Hmm.
All right. So, folks, there it is. This probably is one of the most central things that you could have bought all year. Price to sell, price, this is something you really sink your teeth into. I've got you covered on getting clients. I've also got another really cool bonus,
Yay,
which
I
I'll
can't wait to
just
see
let you
them.
see on the bonus page. And, thank you so much for your time.
Oh, thank you.
I
Thank
really
you.
appreciate your walking us through this whole thing.
And I appreciate you telling your folks about me.
Oh, you bet.